right, so today we are going to see high level demo. So basically the process oriented, but in training sessions, we will go in through in depth of each topic. But to understand high level process, how onboarding 2.0 is working, how onboarding 2.0 SAP offered. So we are going to see all the basic high level plan, high level process perspective, and then we will take it further detail in the training session. All right. Okay. So these are the terminologies we used to have. So basically the provisioning, instance, initiate onboarding, new hire data review. So these are the terminologies which we use in the onboarding 2.0 module. So I'll tell you in the upcoming slides. So for prerequisites, so if the client is want to implement onboarding 2.0, Employee Central must be there. So without Employee Central also a basic employee profile, you can implement onboarding 2.0. RCM also should be there. Without RCM also you can implement onboarding 2.0. So the onboarding 2.0 is fully based on Employee Central structure. So it's completely with the Employee Central screen. Like if you know how you have a add new hire screen, the same way the Employee Central the onboarding 2.0 screens also looks like. So it's based on the Employee Central framework. So the prerequisite to have an Employee Central to get the full onboarding 2.0 experience for the client. So there are the other Employee Central settings like the attachment management, intelligent services, effective data platform. These are the Employee Central configuration, which is there should be for the prerequisite. So coming to standard onboarding process. So this is the onboarding process map. This is for the standard onboarding process map. So basically, so there will be a different role. So end of RCM where you start the onboarding. So once the candidate lands the ready to hire stage, so onboarding will get initiated. So from there to till they hire the employee, that is where the onboarding process. So basically what is onboarding process, where the process starts in the sense. So initially the candidate accepts the offer and then he ready to hire. That from there to till the joining date, let's say today September 1st he got the offer, he accepted the offer, and they move the candidate into the ready to hire status. December 1st is their joining date. So in between that September 1 to December 1, that in between of 60 days, that is called onboarding period. There we will have a onboarding process. There that period only onboarding process will take care. So from the offer accepted to till the hire date, till the start date of the employee. So that is where the onboarding process will calculated. So in the onboarding standard process, so as we have a different roles in recruiting, the same way in onboarding also, who is doing what, who is initiating onboarding, who is doing the task, who is doing the hiring manager activities, who is what candidate is doing all these things. So this is the first step, recruiter. So basically, most of the client they will have a recruiter to initiate the onboarding from RCM, but it depends. So some clients they say no, we don't want recruiter. They want onboarding admin should initiate onboarding. They want HR admin should initiate onboarding. You can do that. So we can do whatever they want to initiate the onboarding. So once onboarding is initiated, it goes to the review new hire step. So review new hire step is nothing but this is the first step in the process. So once you initiate the onboarding, the review new hire step process begins. So review new hire step is nothing but the data which is coming from recruitment to onboarding, someone has to validate it before going to Employee Central. Someone has to validate the data which is coming from RCM to onboarding. So RCM to onboarding, the data should be validated. So who is the person, whether it's the recruiter or HR admin or onboarding admin, someone has to review the data. So what data is coming from recruitment to onboarding is a basic information like your first name, last name, your email address, and your phone number, your address information, so or your position information, whatever the information you captured in recruiting, all the information will flow to automatically to onboarding, so that candidate or someone in onboarding should not fill again. So it is automatically integrated. We have an integration from RCM to onboarding and onboarding to EC. so that seamlessly the process will flow. So the data will flow seamlessly from RCM to onboarding. So someone has to validate, okay, whether the start date is correct, the date of birth is correct, the national ID is correct, everything. Just someone has to validate the thing. So most of the clients use the step, but some of the clients, they will skip the step. We don't want, because already recruiter is the person who is doing the recruitment process. He knows what is coming to the onboarding. So we don't want this step. So they will skip this step. So they will take out the step from the process. So we can do that as well. But yeah, just I'm telling, review new hire step is the first process. So once a review new hire step is completed, there is a parallel process will trigger for the onboarding as well as the hiring manager to complete the task. So it's a parallel process. It's not next to next process. It's a parallel process. So parallelly, a candidate will get an email notification, welcome to onboarding portal, and then sign in and provide the and log in with your welcome account. So log in the by using a credential, log in your onboarding portal, the new hire portal. So we will call it as an onboarding portal or new hire portal. So they will get an email notification to log in. So parallelly, hiring manager also will get a task trigger. So some of the tasks like welcome message, recommend links, assign buddy, recommend people, prep for day one. So these are the standard tasks we have in success factors for onboarding to schedule. So here, these are the standard tasks. If you want to create some custom task, if client is asking some custom task, you cannot create a custom task. Only in the request equipment you can create a category in that, but you cannot create a new task. Let's say they are asking the ID card task here. You cannot create a new task here. There is no possible way right now. From SAP side, there is no standard, there is no custom process, custom task you can create. Only the standard task. And again, there is one more advantage here. Let's say client is saying welcome message to be triggered, to be assigned to recruiter, and the recommend people should be assigned to recruiter, whereas the request equipment should be go to IT team. This task should be assigned to IT team, not the recruiter. So that we can flexible for them. So for each task you can assign to different user also, or all the tasks you can assign to one person. So some clients, they will say the schedule meeting should be assigned by the manager, a welcome message will be sent by the recruiter, whereas the equipment will be taken care by IT team. So this is all to be done by the IT team. So you should assign this task to the IT person. So we can do the responsible users to the respective task to the respective group. So we can do that. But these are the standard tasks we have. So once the onboarding task will trigger, whereas once the candidate parallel logs in to the onboarding portal. So once he logs in, he will go to the data collection. So he have to provide the data collection steps. So second step in the process for the candidate is the personal data collection step. So personal data collection step is nothing but um, see, in recruitment, you have hundreds of candidates applying for a job. You will not ask so much of information. Out of 100 candidates, two or three candidates or one candidate only will come to onboarding, because he's the one selected the accepted the offer, and he's the one who is coming to the onboarding to join the company. So that one candidate, you have very minimum information in recruitment. You want to capture more information, like emergency information, their bank information, their national address information, all the additional information you wanted to capture, that you can do with the provide this data collection step. And once the data collection is completed, the next step is additional onboarding data collection. So this is another opportunity for the company to get additional information with the to the candidate. For example, you wanted to capture the driving license information, or if that client is a manufacturing or factory company, so they wanted to make sure that the candidate is before on the day one, they wanted to arrange the uniforms, because they are working on a factory people. So they wanted to arrange the uniforms. So they wanted to capture the uniform size, uniform pant size, shirt size, all these things. They will make a arrangement, so that information you can capture. Or if the company is providing any gym membership or any parking pass, or any other health insurance benefit, something they are providing, that you wanted to candidate whether they wanted to take it, that opportunity or not, you can ask that in the additional data collection step. Apart from that, you can also capture some additional documents like education document, voter ID, or the driving license or national ID card, whatever you want, you can capture the additional data collection step. That is a one more opportunity. But still, no, we don't want to capture any of the documents or anything. You can skip that additional step also. That is up to them to decide whether they want to have additional step or not. And then once it's completed, then a forms will be generated. So basically every client will have a forms, onboarding forms, like standard forms like the mobile policy, code of conduct, ethical compliance form. All the standard forms will be there, so those forms will be generated. You can also generate a custom form. So if the client is giving 10 custom forms based on the country specific, you can create a custom forms also. And then once the forms are generated, there is an e-signature will trigger. So from onboarding 2.0 perspective, SuccessFactors have an inbuilt e-signature, embedded e-signature functionality. Okay, so they don't want to go with the any separate DocuSign or third party for the signature. SuccessFactors only offers a e-signature, but there is a drawback where if SuccessFactors offers a e-signature, only employee and manager can sign the form, no other participants. For example, there is a form which has a five user has to sign. Let's say HR has to sign, recruiter has to sign, manager has to sign, and then IT team has to sign, and then finally employee has to sign. There are different people has to sign the form. They are embedding, they are using embedded signature, e-signature. At that time you cannot use, you cannot have a other participants. Only manager and employee can sign the form by using the employee's e-signature, embedded signature. So if the client is having a DocuSign and the client wants to integrate with DocuSign, there you can have a different participants to sign the form. That is the only advantage of going with a DocuSign. Otherwise, if they don't have other participants, only employee and manager has to sign, then you can go with the embedded e-signature concept, which is offered by a SuccessFactors. But there is no any license or anything, nothing required. It's a inbuilt e-signature. But if they were going for a DocuSign, they should have a proper DocuSign credential. We can integrate with the DocuSign. That's the difference between the DocuSign and the e-signature. So if you're attending any certification exam or any interview question, this might will come. What is the difference between the DocuSign and the embedded signature? Why client is opting for DocuSign instead of embedded signature? Because they might have a more participants to sign the form, whereas SuccessFactors offers only employee and the manager. So once the form signed everything, then compliance will trigger. So compliance is basically a legal country specific forms. Right now, from SuccessFactors point of view, we have only 5 countries compliance form. One is US, UK, Australia, New Zealand, and Canada. Only 5 forms, only 5 countries. So in that US, we have I-9, W-4, voluntary self-disability, all these things. And for UK, we have a starter checklist, and for Canada, we have personal return tax sheet, some form is there. And Australia, we have superannuation form. And then we have New Zealand, we have one more form. So we have different countries, we have a different compliance, legal compliance form. Right now, only in SuccessFactors, we have only 5 forms available, only 5 countries available. Maybe SAP can bring up for other countries in the future release, but as of now, only 5 countries we have. So once the compliance generated, compliance signs everything, then candidate will go to the MPH. MPH is nothing but the last step in the process, manage pending hire. He will sit in the manage pending hire. And then once manage pending hire, HR or recruiter will review all the data which is coming from RCM to onboarding, onboarding to EC. Everything will be filled automatically in the MPH, and they will hire the candidate on the day one. So on the day one, once they have completed on the day one, there is a job running in the provisioning, converts a external user to employee, and then they will become an employee central. They will become an employee and they will land in the employee central. So that's where it starts from RCM, it goes to onboarding, complete the onboarding, and it goes to the employee central. So this is the high level standard process flow which we are using in the onboarding. Any doubts? Okay, I'll take it as no. Then next one, this is the internal hire process. The other one is called cross-boarding. We call it as cross-boarding. So I'm gonna give you some notes here. Let me just take the notes. Okay, guys. See, so basically, so crossboarding we call it as a internal people. So internally, someone applying for a job, or internally someone moves. Internally, someone got promotion. See, they are working 5 years in a company. Obviously, they get a promotion. They get a position change. Everything they might change. Different location, different country they might change. So in that cases, something the crossboarding, that means onboarding has to trigger for the internal people, then we call it as a crossboarding. So here in crossboarding we have two process. One is through employee central, you can initiate a crossboarding, or through RCM you can, through recruitment also you can initiate the crossboarding. So through EC is nothing but, in the job information, okay, in the job information there is any changes in the job information or any changes in the compensation information, then crossboarding will trigger. So basically, initiation of the, for internal hire process, everything looks same, guys. There is no change in the process. Same, completes new hire, review new hire, and then task, data collection, data provides data collection, and the additional data collection, everything will be the same. Only the initiation will be different. So they will, whether they will initiate with EC or without EC, through RCM. With From EC means there is no need of job requisition. So that there is directly, there is any changes in the using, we have a event reason. So if there is any, based on the promotion event reason, or demotion event reason, or promotion or transfer event reason, based on those event reason in EC, any changes in the job information, it will automatically trigger the onboarding. That means it's called as crossboarding. Or if someone, they have an internal website, right, internal career portal will be there, someone applying for senior to manager level, they are trying to apply internally, they are moving from one position to other position, or one country to other country, then from they are applying through internal, and then they'll go to the RCM process completely, like attending interview, get the offer, everything, then they will initiate the onboarding in RCM. So that is called the internal hire process. So if you're initiating from EC, it's a crossboarding. If you're initiating from RCM, it's an internal hire process. But client will not differentiate internal hire or crossboarding. They will say just it's a crossboarding. Both the process, they call it as a crossboarding. But standpoint of view, you have to understand, if you're initiating from EC, it's a crossboarding. If you're initiating from RCM, it's a internal hire process. The entire process same, guys, because they are employees, they have to review the data which is coming from EC, personal data collection step, additional data collection step, everything will be there. The only thing is, candidate will not land into the MPH. Internal candidates will not sit in the MPH. It will automatically update their job information in the employee, because they are employee, they are already in the system, they are in the employee central record. They will not come to MPH to hire, to generate a new employee ID. That process will not be there. Automatically it will update in the employee's job information record. That's the only difference. So initiation is different, and the candidate will not land in the MPH. Whenever, once the onboarding process, the cross-boarding process completes, automatically candidates, their job information will be updated with the effective record. Let's say they are getting a promotion on December 1. So once they are making some changes in the job information, cross-boarding triggers, they go through all the process, and then once they complete that, it goes automatically in the job information. You see an history record created on effective date 1, so and so. This is your promotion, this is your event reason promotion, this is your job position title, your manager changes, everything will automatically get updated in the job information record. Apart from that, rest all the same. So in interview and all, the client, or in maybe in client or something, you have to understand, you tend to explain, the candidate will not come to MPH. That's the only major difference, because they are employees, they are already internal people, they have an employee information record. That's the only reason they will not come into the MPH screen. Okay, only external candidates will come to the MPH screen. Any questions, guys?
No, Abhishek.
Okay, you guys clear, right? Process wise, good. Okay, this is the process variant. Basically, this is the process variant. This is where we will define the process variant. So let's say client is telling, I have 8 countries. Okay, I want to have 8 different process for different countries. Let's say for US, I don't want to use additional step. For UK, I cannot use. I don't want to use new hire step. for India, I don't want to use document flow, something they are saying with a different thing. So can we go with the 8 different process variant? Yes, we can do that. You can have a different process variant according to the client specific or country specific. You can do that. So this is a default. Once you switched on your onboarding 2.0 settings and all everything in instance in provisioning, automatically you get a default this onboarding process variant. This is with the standard onboarding process variant which defines. I told you to start revenue hashtag will have. Once revenue is complete, it's a parallel process where personal data collection step and the new hire task, and then additional data collection, and then document flow. So now client is saying, see, before document step, I wanted to have one more custom process in the process variant. Is it possible? Is it feasible? No, it is not feasible. You cannot create any additional custom process in this step. Maybe they can skip it. For example, they don't want additional step, you can remove it. So that then your process variant become little small because this process will be skipping. You can remove it from the process variant. Just you'll have a personal data collection, automatically it goes to the document step. So like that you can skip it, but you cannot add any custom process in the process variant. I'm telling you two things, guys. The first thing is you can have a different process variant for country specific, but you cannot have a different custom process inside the process variant. So that is the difference you need to understand. So you can have a different process variant, but inside the process variant you cannot have a custom process. Okay, that's the only functionality we have with the process variant. Clear? So whatever I told you, what is the behavior, who is the responsible persons for this, you can see it here. Okay. So okay, so this is just for notes, right? When you're going for a workshop or you're attending with a client requirement, so you can ask them who wants to initiate onboarding, who is doing the revenue hire step. This is just for your checklist note to for yourself for configuration. Like how do you want to generate a contract? How do you want to happen in the onboarding? How do you want to have a cross-boarding process? All these things just you can take a notes with the client when you're in the workshops. Now initiate onboarding. So this is where a SuccessFactors recruiting screen, recruiting applicant tracking system. So here you see a take action button. So you can have a start date and then you can have a take action, initiate onboarding button. So initiate onboarding and then you click on initiate onboarding, automatically onboarding will be initiated. That means manual process. So nowadays clients are going for automatic initiate process. So once the candidate comes into the onboarding status, automatically it will, they don't do a manual initiate. Automatically by using an integration center in SuccessFactors, we can do automatic initiate of onboarding, but not all the clients are using as of now. Like I have implemented 1 or 2 clients, but there is a way of initiating automatic also, but it is little tricky complicated configuration which we do it in the integration center. But as of now, everyone uses the manual initiate of onboarding. They go into the candidate and then they click on take action, initiate onboarding. Okay. So you will get a, you are about to initiate the onboarding process for the candidate. Please click to confirm. If you click on confirm, onboarding process will be initiated. Next, new hire data review. So you will get a new hire tile. So this is a homepage, oldest homepage screen, but now we have new homepage and all. So here you will get a new hire data review tile. So for example, if onboarding admin wants to do this step, so in the onboarding admin, they get this tile and they click on it, they'll get a candidate name, they click on start. Once they click on start, you can see this is where this is looks like a add new employee screen, but this is an onboarding screen. So the same structure what add new employees you use in Employee Central, the same screen we will have it here. So we'll have the hire date, company, event reason, date of birth, national information, all this. Some of the information will flow automatically from RCM to onboarding. So someone has to validate those information and then they click on submit. That's where the review new hire step will complete. So once they submitted, they get a okay, thank you for updating the paperwork. Onboarding will be notified about the changes you have made. Okay. So once the review new hire step is completed, the next is the hiring manager experience task. So now parallelly hiring manager will receive. This is a dashboard, guys. So this is an onboarding dashboard 2.0 dashboard. So where you have a candidate, you have a start date, hiring manager, the task, everything. I'll show you in the system also. So basically, this is where the task. So you have a welcome message, assign buddy, recommend people. So if you're assigning all the tasks to one person, you'll get all the tasks, or you're assigning only some of the few tasks here and few tasks to a different person, it will assign to the different person. But in the onboarding dashboard, you can see the task, or you can also get for prepare for new hire tile where you can go directly from the home page. Okay, so this is where you get a tile and then you log in, click on that, you go here and start assigning the task. So this is a welcome message. You select a team member that you wanted to select and send a welcome message. So write a welcome message. So this is a task. You click on start and then you will have, okay, let me show you in the system instead of this PPT. Okay, sorry. Okay. Uh, Okay, I'll go to onboarding dashboard. So if you drop down onboarding, you will directly land to the onboarding dashboard. This is the onboarding dashboard.
Abhishek, how does that onboarding drop down come in that home button?
Once you enable the provisioning settings, which is right, all the modules we get right here. So it will come onboarding also. If you have a proper permission for the user, then you will get the onboarding drop down.
Okay, so this should be activated in the provisioning only.
Yeah, provisioning settings and RBP should be there.
Okay.
Okay, so you can see all the candidates here, and then you can just let me go any of the candidate. Then you can see the data collection. This is where the recruiter or the onboarding admin can see whether the status, whether the candidate completed the additional step, whether the candidate completed the personal data collection, whether the candidate completed the signature, compliance, signature, everything they can see it here. And this is a task. This is where they got, so assign a new hire buddy, manager checklist. They have relabeled it, but yeah, you can relabel it, but you can create a new task here. So the task names are here. So for example, send a welcome message, right? They click on start here. So by inbuilt, the welcome message we have configured in the backend, but still they can have edit access to add some more thing also if they want. So this is a welcome message. They click on submit. So then once they submit, then candidate will get an email notification. They can see it in the new hire portal also. I'll show you how a candidate is seeing the welcome message in the new hire portal. So and then buddy, they are assigning to a buddy to somebody. So buddy is nothing but some employees. So hello, please welcome to the dawn. You can also add some personal note to your buddy. So Elsa, please take care of your buddy. So you can search all the employees in the company. You can have it here. So you can search all the people in the company. So just you can assign a buddy and then you can click on submit. So buddy will be assigned to the new hire. And then we have a prep for day one. So prep for day one is nothing but on day one, what candidate has to bring. So we are excited to join you. Please dress properly and then come to this. Bring your I-9 documents, bring your voter ID, bring your citizenship documents, bring your passport, all these things. So you can also have bring your passport. You can have anything in the notes, and then you can just send to the candidate, just to the candidate to bring what all the things they have to come on the day one, to bring on the day one. And then we have recommend people. You wanted to recommend the people. You can also recommend or some recommend links to be there, like okay on the before joining. So you can just go through the company website, company YouTube, company LinkedIn, company Instagram, everything. You can just and click on submit. They can review it. So all these things they can have a everything in the welcome message. All the tasks will be assigned by the hiring manager. And there is a task called checklist. So basically, checklist is just for the for the managers, not for the candidates. So just to make sure, okay, they make sure everything is set up ready for the day one week prior. They okay, schedule a lunch for the day first day with you and your team. Make sure that greet a new hire when they arrive on a site. Make sure that they have a new hire time IT computer setup. Ensure that batches. So something these all provided by the client. Okay, so basically you can make sure for the manager just to not to forget everything. Make sure they are arranging everything before the candidate joins to the company. On the day one, everything should be there in the it should be arranged for the candidate. That's why we are doing it in the onboarding process. All right, so that's all about the new hire task, welcome message, and buddy schedule. You can also schedule a meetings, but the schedule meeting is not integrated with the Outlook. That's the drawback here. So many of the clients have requested this because we wanted to schedule the meetings. Whatever we are scheduling a meeting here, it should be reflected in the Outlook calendar. Right now, its integration is not possible. Maybe SAP can come up with a future release in the future, but right now there is no tracking in the Outlook. And request equipment, they wanted to request equipment, laptop, phone, and all these things. They can send request equipment. So with this request equipment, right? If the client is having the ServiceNow ticketing tool or some other third party, you can integrate with that. So by using a ticketing tool like ServiceNow or Jira, these kind of any of the ticketing tool they might using for requesting the IT team, we can integrate that with SuccessFactors. But again, it's a complex integration, but we can do that. Just FYI. Recommend links, you can click on recommend link and then send a recommend links, and then prep for day one, what you have to bring for day one. And this is just for the where to go, like on the day one where you have to go. So come to the this building, sit on the reception or go to the induction room, something like that. You're just telling the candidate to arriving on the day one where they have to sit. Okay, it will gives you the location. So on the this location, this map, for the candidate can see in the map only, but yeah, you can send a location, and then you can see the note. You can put come and sit, meet the reception, and then go to the induction room and start submit all your paperwork. Something you can just mention it for the candidate where to go on the first day. And this is goal plan, so you can integrate with this goal. You can set a 30 days, 60 days, 90 days goal to the candidate as well. So but and that is also integrated with your goal management. That's your PMGM module is there, right? You can integrate with that also. But yeah, so you can also set 30 days, 60 days, 90 days goal for the candidate. Complete all your course training, complete your ethical compliance training. Make sure you are completed all the training before you assign the project. Complete your code of conduct, mobile policy training, all these things. So just setting a goal for the candidates before they join to the company, and that is integrated after they joins to the company also. And then you can also, there is a these are the standard one. There is one more called LMS learning integration for the task. For example, before the client is saying before employee joins, some of the mandatory training has to be completed before they join to the company. Let's say ethical compliance training or the mobile policy or code of conduct training. These are the mandatory basic training where the candidate has to take in before they joins the company. Is there a way that we can integrate with onboarding? Yes, we can do that, but most of the clients will not appreciate to do the trainings before they join the company. They will do everything after the join. That means on the day one only they will do it. This is a checklist task, as I told you. Yeah, this is all about the things. So this is where the hiring managers can see the status. So if you see in the dashboard, you can see in the right corner action button. So you can see the onboarding documents, all these things. So here they don't have permission. So whatever the candidate signed the documents, right? All the documents will be here. They can download it from here. And here you can see like this, you will have a status. So the status, whether it's completed, not started, on track, off track, you can see it here. Okay, and then you also have a restart and cancel onboarding process. I'll tell you in the last step, last one. What is the purpose of using the restart and cancel onboarding? Okay, now coming to onboarding 2.0 new hire experience, personal data collection step, additional step, and document flow. So now, once the new hire step is completed, candidate will get an email notification like this: welcome to onboarding. Is your username, password, your login URL, your reset password URL, everything. So they click on reset password URL, and they will reset the password, and then they will log in with the this URL, the onboarding URL. So then they will get a welcome message, and then they will log in. So once they log in, this is where they will have a new hire portal. So they'll have a quick tour also there. And then they will click on the provide data collection for onboarding. So once they click on provide onboarding data, you see here whatever the welcome message, where to go, prep for day one, whatever the hiring manager assigned, right? Everything will be showing the tile. So that's how the new hire can see everything here in the portal. New hire also will get an email notification for each task, plus they can see it in the new hire portal. So once they click on provide data collection, so same add new employee screen. So we'll have a first name, last name, everything will comes automatically from recruitment to onboarding. So don't need to fill it again. The rest of additional information like emergency, dependent, bank information, all these things, they will fill it in the employee onboarding. Has to provide in the, like, the new hire can complete the information like personal data, biographical, dependent, emergency, etc. Okay, so address information, national address information, national ID, and then you can also have attachment here where the national ID has been uploaded. You can do that. Emergency contact, and all these things they will review finally, and they click on, they can also save draft, and they can combine, they can come back, and then they can do the step, or they can click on submit to complete the personal data collection step. So once the personal data collection step completes, they'll have a additional data collection tile will pop up. They click on it. So once the step is completed, the tile will be grayed out. It will not be available. It will gone. That's it. So once the step is completed, the tile will be gone from the new hire portal. So they'll get a new tile, which is an upcoming process, additional data collection step. So in the additional data collection step, you have a, as I say, no, do you need a uniform? Yes or no? What is the color, the size? All these things you can capture here. So example, what are all the you things is, you can get a lab coat or parking commute, fitness, you have any gym equipments or equipment preference, special need. So all these kind of things you can, or pension scheme enrollment, all these things you can collect in the additional data collection step. So like this, your equipment preference, your parking pass, all these things you can capture in the additional data collection step. And then finally they will get a signature, document signature to sign the documents. So they will sign. This is a DocuSign. Basically, this is a DocuSign screen. But embedded success factors, you get like this complete e-signature of document. This is how the candidate will get a embedded e-signature. But if they don't have e-signature, if they don't have a DocuSign, they'll not get this time. They'll get a DocuSign email from a, because DocuSign is a third party, guys. It will come in the it will get a separate email from, they'll get a separate email from the DocuSign account, not from SuccessFactors. If they're not using DocuSign, then they will get this style complete e-signature of documents. So this is how the document will be there, like the names, location, position, manager, all the information in the form, everything will be fetched. It will automatically populate. No need to fill anything here in the form. Just they have to sign it. They have to review it and they have to sign it. So employee can sign and manager can sign in the e-signature form. Okay. And this is the task. Welcome message, meeting, useful link, where to go, prep for day one. You wanted to have a welcome message from CEO. You want to add some video or something. You can also add it in the custom tile. You can have it in the new hire portal. Okay, this is a welcome message. This is a buddy, and this is your recommend people, useful contacts. These are the meeting schedules. So these are the meetings that they can see on the day one. They have a new joiner orientation, global settings meeting, new joiner benefit session, new joiner IT session. All these things will be scheduled like that. And this is a recommend link where they can go and view the link. And this is a where to go. So they have a location, and they click on this find direction. It will take you to the map, Google Map, and prep for day one what they have to bring. This is a message from the manager. This is the recommend people. We have recommend links as well as a recommend people. On the day when you can reach out all these people once you join to the company for any other doubts or clarification, anything. Go to person kind of thing. Okay, this is all the tiles on the new hire experience. Any doubts, guys? Okay, I'll take it as no. And then now we'll go to the last one. HR experience is a managed pending hire. So after candidate completes everything, candidate will be lying in the managed pending hire. So again, managed pending hire is also same add new employee screen. So all the information which is coming from onboarding, recruitment, everything. So the integration, how it works in the sense, integration works from RCM to onboarding and onboarding to EC. This is how the integration works. Okay, so where you have all the information will flow automatically. So this is a compliance. So as I told you, right, compliance is on the 5 countries: US, UK, Canada, Australia, and this one. India. India is not there. This is New Zealand. We have New Zealand. This is for forms and policies. They can have code of conduct, mobile policy, all the these are the forms. This is just an eye level, but we will see it in the detail how to configure the forms, how to get the forms from the client, how do we place the form, how the values will be populated in the forms. Everything we will see it in the training session. And in onboarding, it's completely we are communication with the candidate is an email channel. Only with the email notification, email template, we will be communicating with the candidate. No SMS, nothing. Only through the email templates. So you can have a different email templates, different email trigger, custom email templates, everything for the different country specific also you can configure. So this is internal hire process. So I told you, as there is any change in the process in the position or in the compensation, then automatically the crossboarding will trigger. So we will have all the things. Now coming to restart. So where the scenario comes in the sense, if there is any change in the start date. Okay, let's say you initiated the onboarding with so and so date, 1st of December. Now the start date is changed due to something delay. The start date is changed to 15th, or maybe candidate is saying I cannot join on first day. I need a 1 week or 10 days of break. I will join on 15th of December. Something there is a change in the start date, you can restart the onboarding process, because as of now you have completed the onboarding 10th of December, right? Sorry, 1st of December. When you hire, it will be a start date will be 1st of December only the record. So you don't have access to change anywhere in the onboarding. So you have to restart the process. Once you restart the process, you can change that start date. But the drawback here is if you're restarting the process, you have to start from the scratch. There is no that if you are completed revenue hire step, personal data collection step. Okay, in additional data collection step, you are now and you wanted to restart the process. If you're restarting, it will not proceed from again additional step. It will start again from the revenue step. You have to start from the scratch, but the information or the data will be saved there. You don't need to fill it again. It will be saved automatically. You just need to review it and then you have to submit again and change the specific things what you wanted to change it there, and then you have to click on submit. The rest will be there. And also we have manual restart and automatic restart. So manually the HR can go and restart in the dashboard, or automatically you can write a business rule to automatically, if there is any change in the start date or any change in the manager, it will automatically restart the onboarding. There is also automatic restart process. And the rehire process, yeah, this is also very good of the process. We have rehire. So basically the company employee leaves the company after 2 months or after 2 years or 3 years is coming joining back to the same company. Then you have a rehire tile. So based on their first name, last name, their SSN, the date of birth, the system will give you the matching profile, because he's already working. Their record will be there in EC, which is an inactive state, right? So you want to make that profile active. So we can go with the rehire, with the onboarding, with the rehire, with new employment or old employment. So we have that process also in scope. I'll tell you in the training session more, but we also have a rehire functionality. And data privacy, obviously, which is very important everywhere. The data security, data place, because once the candidate moves to employee central, the candidate data in the dashboard has to be wiped off. All these things will be there in the data privacy and the data retention management. So we will ask the client how many days you want to keep the data in the system, all these things. The onboarding data, not the easy data, the onboarding data. And also here one more we have left out, which is called offboarding. Offboarding is also in the process. So offboarding also we have a set of process. Once the employee terminates the company, we have offboarding. Offboarding also will have a different process. They have a different task like the asset return, a farewell message, announced termination, KT task, all the set of standard task also we have. So we will see it in the offboarding also in the scope of training session. But yeah, so we are covering onboarding, crossboarding, offboarding, and rehire. So right now, just to understand the eye level things, but in the training sessions, we will be starting more in depth how to configure, what all the things we need, what all the permissions we will grant, everything we will see it here. Clear, guys? Any doubts? That's all your demo today. So any other doubts, any questions?
No, all seems good.